internet, and welcome back to the live stream. It is Sunday, July the 21st, 2019, and today I will be live for 51 minutes. Now that's how an Australian would say it, but sometimes I speak Kiwi. So, for our Kiwi friends, it is Sunday the 21st of July 2019. Today I will be live for 51 minutes. There is a connection to the New Zealand thing. I have mentioned on yesterday's live stream that we will be playing my short film, A Year in Paradise, and that was filmed in New Zealand. That's where I began my love affair for the Kiwis and their crazy, crazy accent. Now, this, if you didn't watch the stream yesterday, this is a short film that I made about a relationship bust-up. We're going to roll it on this stream, but it does roll for 16 minutes and 10 seconds. And when we play it, it's going to just be a case of full screen playback. Nothing else will be, nothing will be visual. Nothing will be on screen except for the film. So grab your popcorn, get all that shizzle ready, and we'll play it a little while later. Talk a little bit about it beforehand, talk about it afterhand. Open the chat line if you want to call in and sort of say, you're a dickhead, why'd you do that? I understand. But yeah, this is a film I made in 2000. I'm going to say, well, everything was shot in 2000, but I'm going to say I edited it in 2003 or 2005. It's in here anyway. We'll get to that. But first of all, the chit chat. What have I been missing in the chit chat from way back up top? I was first this morning. First. Hello, the internet. And then Tim, good morning. Everyone's saying good morning to each other. Myself and Tim having a chit chat. And then Mindy joined. She says she may need to leave the stream early. She'll be watching a friend's children while she goes out. Now, that's fair enough. If you have to leave, I do recommend the replay, because once the film starts, if you miss it, you'll never find out who his father was. So come back for the replay. Tim's asking about the children. What do they do? Behaving, setting fire to something, running crazy around the neighborhood. And Mindy says she normally watches the replays because she has a bad memory. And I can remember reading that earlier and forgetting about it. I've got a bad memory too. And then we're talking about teenagerhood. And I'm saying I'm not looking forward to that with Baxter and Claudia, I've got to be honest. Funnily, and then, yeah, there was a story about they're always on their phones with their headbuds in and this and that. And I got a funny story about the vacation I just went on, the holiday, the family holiday. So the first day that I arrived was a wave a day. So I had surfed the morning here. I'd streamed in the morning, surfed in the morning, taken all the footage onto my laptop, taken it with me to the holiday. And my plan was to edit that wave a day after everyone had gone to bed and then upload it, finding some magical 4G connection up on the hillside. I'm always a day delayed anyway, so I've got a day's grace to faff around and get the upload done, get the edit, get the upload together. So I knew I had time to do it. So that first night, after we'd all boozed up and we were all enjoying the home, the vacation place, and having settled in and we were drinking, and even James was there, my sister's partner. You didn't see him in the vlog because he stayed the first night, then left. But he was there that first night. So we had a great time chit-chatting and hanging out. And then at about 10 o'clock, I was like, well, I'm going to sit down and make this edit for Wave a Day. It usually takes me about 2.5, 3 hours to edit a Wave a Day. And Baxter, as you know from his channel Pockmorn, he still has content to deliver on Pockmorn. He's still busy with his edits. And I said, well, how's the edit going? You know, how are you going? Because he's got a great laptop and more spec'd up than mine. So it'd be pretty quick and easy for him to edit. And I know he's taken a long time to do it. And I've been saying, like, even though I'm guarding his channel until he becomes of age, I'm not pushing him. It's up to him to create the content. It's up to him to do the edit and all that stuff. And I said to him, dude, we've seen you're leaving. The last vlog he put out was heading to Cairns, but he hasn't actually shown the Cairns vlog. And I said, oh, how's the Cairns one going? How's it all looking? He's like, yeah, I'm going to edit it tonight while you're doing Wave a Day. Okay, no worries, cool. So we sit down. I'm in the lounge area in front of the fire with the whiskey and headphones in, editing. I'm on the couch. He's on the side couch like this. He's here and I'm here. And I'm just sitting there editing, and I see him there with his laptop on his lap, headphones in, editing. And then out of the corner of my eye, I just happen to sort of glance over at him, and I see him in front of his laptop screen. So his laptop's still out and open like this. And in that little gap there, he had his freaking phone and he was doing this. And I was like, kind of like trying not to let him know that I was seeing it, but I was like, hey, what kind of editing is that? Does his laptop have motion sensor how he can like move the timeline around? And he's like playing some racing game, and I'm like, dude, you're not editing, are you? And he's like, oh no, I'm playing a game. I'm like, all right, well, that's the thing. And I even said to him, how's your channel going? And he said, I'm kind of bummed at it because it's not mine. Like it's not given to me yet. So I guess the story there is that it was kind of funny to see him editing, and also that he's not really motivated to put the content together until, this is what he says, until someone hands him the channel, which will be me in November this year. But whether that changes or not, who knows? Anyway, that's a funny story. I thought it was worth recalling that story. And gives a minute, that's me. And I mentioned that story. What else did we be watching? Minecraft. He's right into Minecraft. Adrian Banks. G'day, Adrian. Welcome back to the Chit Chat. He's morning givers. Morning, Benon. Nice to see. Travel Jet Setter. I thought I'd missed this and fallen asleep. He's going to go and do a vlog. Adrian Banks, 6 degrees where you are. Holy shizzers. That's cold, cold, cold. Hey, Siri, what's the temperature? We got 16 here, man. Winter. It's winter and 16 degrees. That's unbelievable. So he's watching his son play AFL. Adrian Banks, Aussie Rules Football. Northrump MJ's family is more into basketball because they're tall. A tall family. That's cool. Mindy herself is 6 feet. Holy mollies. Travel Jet Setter says he's just getting ready to go to his old town. I told you guys about Delray Beach to go out and hang out at the bars. I might do a video. That'd be cool, man. Have a Jack's for me. That would be really cool. You can go to this. Here in the States, we have an establishment where you can go and shoot any type of gun for like 20 to 30 minutes. And they're usually located near nightclubs and restaurant districts. We actually did that when we were in LA. Actually, I didn't partake, but I went. And the boys in the band fired some guns because, as you said, you can go and do that. Now you see that? I spat everywhere. Spat all over my screen. Get out of there, screen. And Northrunt's brother is 6'9". Wow, that's huge. Okay, I feel like I'm getting closer to the end of the chit chat here. Beyond Beauty's in the house. G'day, Beyond Beauty. Good to see you. I prefer taller women, says Tim. That's the same as me. Absolutely. Taller women all the way. That's why I really love the Dutch. They're all tall and they're all riding the bikes upright like this. You know, so we're going to go get some Ondivy and have some Heineken. Tim, Charlotte Rose. Good morning, Charlotte Rose. Hey, where were you yesterday on the D Live? I came onto the D Live at 4 and we got boozed up and had a great time. Missed you there, Charlotte Rose. And by the way, I don't want to talk about this. No, I made a daily vlog about it and I decided to talk about it. I passed the follower goal on D Live to now apply for affiliate. So I've done that. That's pretty rad. And everyone's saying good morning to Charlotte Rose. Hi, Tim. Gabby Glass. Message retracted. Gabby Glass. We haven't seen you in the chat before, Gabby. Welcome. What was your message that was retracted? I don't see it there. Okay, fair enough. Message retracted, Gabby. Good to see you, Gabby. We haven't seen you before. Now, look, before we roll a year in paradise, I know we're waiting for that. We do have a super quick wave a day to roll, and this was from yesterday, obviously. It's a day behind. You get to see the little sneaky preview of what's coming out 12 hours from now on my YouTube channel for a wave a day. This is the super quick, I should have called it the sneaky quick wave a day edit. Super quick wave a day edit. That kind of rolls off the tongue anyway. Super quick wave a day edit. So that's from yesterday. And a little tip from a giver about how to ensure the GoPro does not fog up. No condensation on a GoPro with this tip that this giver gives me. However, don't be mistaken. When I say fogging, I don't mean... the GoPros are up there. You know, when water lands on the screen of the GoPro and doesn't roll off, that's not fogging. That's just water droplets on the front of the screen. What I'm talking about is the heat that comes from the GoPro causing condensation to form on that lens hood. This giver helped me out with that and it works. Check this out for a solution. Welcome back to the super quick wave a day edit. Do you want to know a great tip how to prevent fogging on your GoPro, a giver provided this solid tip right here. I'm going to show it to you now, surrounded by the wave from today. Good morning, Saturday. What? That sun is so warm. It's the middle of winter. Feels like summer. Could that be my Artisan wetsuit? Now let's find a wave. That one might have been a good wave had I been able to take it. I took a slam. That's pretty funny. Just cooked it. While we wait for a wave here, I want to alert you to a little tip that a giver by the name of Graham Harrison gave me, how to make sure the GoPro does not fog up. It's condensation in the air. So you need to prepare the GoPro in a place without any condensation. Now in a suburban household, typically that's a refrigerator. So Graham Harrison suggested put the GoPro and the super suit in the refrigerator for 5 minutes, then put the GoPro into the super suit, close it up in the fridge, and then take it surfing. And I gotta say, it's working pretty damn well. I've been testing this before I went on vacation. Those surfs were kind of short, 20-minute surfs, and it worked. This one's gonna be a long surf, and it's working right now. We're only 15 minutes in, but it's working. Oh, what's this? A nice sized wave, but I was chasing the face. I never quite got to it. I might shift over a little bit this way for the next one, which is right here. It's a brave new world. Perfect position! Perfect positioning. I moved over slightly. Yeah! I feel like I'm learning to read the wave and the ocean better. That's something that Richie Lovett told me. You'll get to that at some point, and that'll help your wave selection. And I feel like that point might be sort of either here or somewhat nearby. Oh, spoke too soon about the condensation. Look, already. I mean, that's not nowhere near as bad as it has been. I'm happy with that. I made the right choice to go left on that ride. Pretty certain I went out of frame on the beach camera. Yeah, well. I apologize for going out of frame, but I was aiming on that beach cam. I was aiming for this right. That one picked up left, and I said, okay. So there you go. A great tip for how to prevent fogging up on your GoPro when you're surfing, and it works almost flawlessly. It works a hell of a lot better than without doing it. I love it when the givers give tips like this. Any other tips that I could take for living in general, send them my way. And now while I think about tips I can give back to you, you guys can go back to the live stream. Yes, I can certainly see some fogging going on there. What is going on? I thought there was a technique to stop this fogging, and it's fogging up on my main camera here for the stream? What? What? I'm confused. This technique is supposed to be great for the GoPros, and yet I've got fogging going on my main camera here. That is not cool. I don't know what to do here, folks. I'm in a little bit of a muddle. I'm a little bit of a loss. I need a technique to stop fogging going up on my own camera for my stream. I'm just kidding. I did that myself. Thought I'd be a little bit wacky and make some fog on the screen here. I didn't think it would last as long as it has. It'll fade off as we talk, but the idea was to sort of be a bit of a dickhead. Let's be honest. I tested this on the D Live. A lot of stuff I do here on the YouTube stream, I do pre-test on the D Live, and I thought that'd be a nice way to come back in out of the wave a day, super quick wave a day edit with fog on the camera. But yeah, there you go. It's cleared up now. Don't worry about it. And that technique of putting them in the fridge does work. Not 100% though. It does work better. I would normally be getting fog, chronic fog like that, well and truly into the 13th, 14th minute. But now it seems to be resolved. I'm looking into the chit chat. Here I see. Nobody liked that fog, by the way. No one's saying anything about it. Paula Erdbeer. Good evening. Good evening to you, Paula. Where are you playing from, Paula? With a name like Erdbeer? That sounds German. Welcome to the chat, Paula. So what have I missed in the chit chat? Charlotte Rose missed the whole D-Live yesterday because she went to sleep. No worries. A drunken stupor. Possibly. And Beyond Beauty says, I don't see a comment from Gabby. No, you wouldn't, because she retracted it. But when you retract the comment and it's still in the hard-baked content here on the stream, it stays. But I hadn't actually brought up the chat on the stream yet. So that's why you didn't see it. Have to hang you upside down to stretch a bit. Oh, you're talking about heights now, yeah. I'm 6'2", and I see Tim is 5'10", Charlotte Rose is 5'3". I hate being short, I can never reach anything. Yep. That's got to be a problem. Gotta say. Berlin, Paula. Well, what a great city that is. Go and get me a Mustafa's Gimus kebab from Merringdam Station. You know it, Bull. You know that place, Paula. If you're in Berlin, you will know what I'm talking about, Mustafa's. You're welcome here in the chit chat. So we are going to play a short film that I've made in 2000. This is for Paula's sake. She's just joined the chat. And yeah, she does know Mustafa's. Paula could be a guy too, just saying. This is a short film that I've made in 2003 or 2005. It's about a breakup that I had in a relationship that I was in New Zealand. We were together for 2 years before we went and lived 1 year in New Zealand, in Queenstown. And let's be honest, the whole idea... Paula, they opened another one in Frankfurt, I think. Oh, really? There's 2 locations in Berlin. The Merringdam Station is the one that we know and love. But then there's one also on... just before you go over the bridge into it's been too long since I've been there. I can't quite recall the part of the city. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The funky part of the city, into where all the parks are and where they have the Fête de la Musique. That's awesome. I love Germany. I'm half German and I spent a lot of time in Germany. Anyway. I digress. This film, it runs for 16 minutes, and so when I hit play here, it's going to be a case of the whole screen is going to be the film. Mind you, this was shot in 4:3, so old school mini DV camera, not widescreen 16:9, so there will be 2 black bars on the side of the screen. That's to preserve the aspect ratio that this was originally intended to be viewed in. It wasn't intended to be viewed in any way, form, or shape. It was just the technology we had at the time. We didn't have access to widescreen, and you could stretch it to make it look widescreen, but it wasn't actually widescreen. It was just pixels being stretched. So that's why it's going to be presented here in 4:3. Does that make sense? So, that being said, is everybody ready for this? Like I said, once we hit play, it's on for young and old, and there will be no chit chat, there will be no conversation until it finishes. If you're ready, let's say, I'll wait for a chat to say you're ready, and we'll roll it. I see Paula still talking about Merringdam. Lots of people have videos about the start of a relationship breakups. The wedding video, yeah, Tim. Yeah, that's true. That's kind of like, I guess, yeah, this is my take on that, I suppose. Ready, says Beyond Beauty. Okay, well, there's one, and I guess Tim's ready. Charlotte Rose is ready. Tim Arskog is ready. All right, folks. Here comes my short film, A Year in Paradise.
In April 2000, my girlfriend and I of 2 years, Shelby, moved to New Zealand. The plan was to live and work in Queenstown, go snowboarding and enjoy the scenery. Within 7 months, we'd fallen out of love and left New Zealand altogether. This is the story of how it happened. Our adventure began in Christchurch on a shaky foot, with Shelby quickly finding something wrong with the hostel pillows.
All by yourself. Well, I go home to Mummy with her real flowery pillowcases that puff up and are flat.
Things soon changed for the better, however, and the arrival of a van that would become our home for the next few weeks put smiles on both our faces.
How happy are you?
Really, really happy.
Yeah, you should be. You got a car and didn't pay a cent for it. I'd be happy with that.
I set about constructing a bed from discarded packaging timber, and Shelby showed her interior design flair by completely lining the inside with funky red felt and flannelette sheets. And so, after finishing the van, we set off on our South Island mission, the destination, Queenstown, for the winter and snowboarding.
Big long fields and big high mountains and lots of blue sky. It's going to be lovely. Ow!
On the way, I was totally in awe at the scope of beauty that New Zealand has to offer.
Seems like the west coast has got a lot of driftwood on its beaches.
Oh, Arthur. Arthur. What a pass. Arthur makes a pass. It's a lovely pass. Arthur! God blimey. Cop a load of that, would you? Lake Paringa. All right! Our spirits aren't dampened, but the weather certainly is. We're at Franz Josef Glacier, one of 3 glaciers in this part of the country. We're going to investigate it tomorrow, and hey, I'm over here now, and possibly a Fox Glacier. The other one I haven't even investigated. I don't even know the name of it, but I know it exists. We're going to go there too. Have a look where we're camped. Not the greatest of great spots. Shelley's got one of the worst periods of her life. She's complaining and moaning and whinging and snappy and cranky, and it's driving me up the bonkers.
Despite the unrelenting rain, I tried to keep the mood happy.
How's your poo problem going?
Shelley hasn't pooed for 3 days. She did a little nugget this morning, but it's nothing to talk about.
No, nothing to talk about at all.
Shelby? Mm-hmm. Turn around and I'll tell you if you're wearing a sanitary napkin. You asked me before, remember?
Yeah, but that was a secret.
Turn around and we'll check. If I record it, then I can play it back and you can see.
Ben, everybody's going to be watching this. I don't have to say things like that.
Upon our arrival in Queenstown, we found a rental and moved in.
It's a new house.
It is indeed.
Looking out our living room window, I could see a epic hill, and I figured we should both go for a mission to the very top. But Shelby wanted to stay and clean. So I went on my own.
Well, I'm up. I guess I'll always remember Good Friday 2000 for the time when I scaled that hill. And you can look back down on all of Queenstown. It's quite amazing. Have a look. Yeah, and the only way to celebrate a journey such as the one I've just undertaken is to crack open a beer. And what better beer than a Spates? Spates beer, pride of the South, $7.99 a 6-pack. I don't care where it comes from. But I tell you what, if Spates was an Australian beer, I bet the slogan, the catchphrase would go something like this. Go on, have a Spates, mate.
Now, of course, to stay and snowboard in Queenstown, you need to either work on the hill or have enough money to afford a season pass. Shelby got lucky and secured a job interview with the mountain.
Go away!
Shelby!
Come away! Look, I'm going for a job interview to be paid the rate of a 13-year-old, even though I'm 25.
Why are you cross? Whoa!
Yeah.
Where's your job interview? Shelby?
Look, you know where it is.
But the viewers want to know.
Yeah, well, I don't even know where it is.
What's the job for?
Be a bloody pleb to make people coffee all day.
I bought a season pass and found a cooking job in town that gave me 4 nights a week and my days free. Catch was, I had to work with a bunch of clowns.
This is a New Zealand dish, Pablo. This is one of Binnan's shit, unfortunately.
Now, Roaring Meg's consecutively won the New Zealand Beef and Lamb Hallmark of Excellence. But with these two clowns on board, you wouldn't have guessed it.
Best fucking restaurant in New Zealand. Face the wall. Face the wall.
No way, man.
Just face it.
No way.
Meow! Hello, my name's Snatchy!
And so, with plenty of time on my hands and the snow season just around the corner, I went exploring around Queenstown.
People wonder sometimes why these two rivers are sort of different colours. Like the Shotover River here is a dark grey, while the Karawara River is an aqua blue. And I've got no idea.
The chef at Roaring Meg's had told me about Moke Lake, a totally serene place not far from Queenstown on the road to Glenorchy. And my jaw dropped when I saw this place. Words cannot give adequate meaning to it, you just have to go and see for yourself. I found myself up there quite a lot, with a few spates and my camera soaking up the stillness.
That's got to be the stillest water I've ever seen in my life. It's like glass or a mirror.
Meanwhile, back home, Shelby had other things on her mind.
Just checking that our shopping bill is correct, because we have spent over $100 on food this week. Which is crazy.
Shelby's job on the mountain was getting her down, so I suggested a camping trip to Moke Lake. But it wasn't long before things there started to get out of control.
You didn't bring very many matches, so it's all your fault if we don't have a fire tonight. Because I asked you to pull out a new box of matches and you didn't. You just threw in what we had left over.
Yeah, that's about 20 matches. You only need one to light it.
Well, I've gone through about 15 so far.
Hang on, how many have you got left?
Fuck! Just switch it off and stop annoying me. Brennan, switch it off. I mean it. Switch it off. Just don't annoy me.
Making coffees for a free season pass was quickly becoming way too much for Shelby. And so, after 3 weeks, she quit.
Hi Shelley, it's Kieran.
Hi Karen. I've decided unless I can be offered something in guest services, I'm not willing to return to the brasserie.
Okay. I thought that might have been the case since you didn't come up this morning.
I wasn't meant to be
And
honest.
things got worse for Shelby. She had to find a new job, and the only thing going was in the bakery at the local supermarket. I tried to cheer her up by suggesting a walk up scenic Queenstown Hill, but at the top, it was clear that she had other things on her mind.
I've just worked out how much money I'm going to get for 40 whole hours of work per week. After tax, I will come out with $289. I might as well be a student. I earned that when I was a student, for fuck's sake. And yes, this is a glorious, bloody, wonderful, scenic place, but is it worth it? And I'm going to be the lowest of the low. I have to work in a supermarket for the fucking next 4 fucking weeks. I'm sorry if that sounds really self-absorbed and selfish, but I did not study for 5 years at uni to end up getting fucking $8.50 New Zealand plus tax. I'm going to be 30 and I'm going to have no bloody anything going for me. I won't even be able to afford to get a house. And I know you don't really care because you don't have any ambitions in that way, because you're happy living out of a backpack forever and ever, but I do want something for myself later on.
The arrival of a couple of bills at the same time did nothing to help the situation.
Are you going to have trouble paying the bills?
No, I'll pay them, but I won't have any money left for anything for myself, to do anything. The only enjoyment I get is lately going weekly food shopping to make meals. That's my great luxury in life. I suppose I should be fucking thankful for that, shouldn't I? I'm just eating and I'm not on the street.
Snow falling in town gave Shelby a brief amount of happiness. It gave me a huge amount.
You have to love winter.
Winter's it.
It continued to snow at sea level for a couple of days, resulting in the best boarding I would experience that season.
Okay, Ben in here going for his first asset of the season. Nice.
I spent the season riding with Big Dazza, Alec, Ryan, and Ben. He even managed to get Shelby onto the snow once, but what started out fun quickly turned into frustration and anger.
Her sister's following her. Ooh, what's the matter now? The bum slide! Yeah!
What representative of my whole experience in New Zealand. Flatten my ass. And all in vain for nothing, a lot of effort for nothing. That's exactly what this trip has been.
The negativity only continued to get worse, and after a night of heavy arguing, I called it off. I took a road trip to clear my head, gather my thoughts, and get some riding in at Mount Hutt.
Shelley and I have called it off for a bit. I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know where I'm going. I'm going to head up to Mount Hutt anyway and see what's up there.
When I got back, we patched things up as best we could, and Shelby found a new friend in Tess, and the times were good.
You've been laying it over the last 10 episodes.
A new job in a better store and a visit from her parents helped her keep things in perspective.
What was that?
So this is the only hindrance to your holiday, having to star in a movie, Bennon's movie.
And I continued to work at Roaring Meg's and taking in the local scenes on my own. Yet there was still something wrong with our relationship. I wasn't happy. The constant arguing and negativity had left me emotionally scarred and drained. I knew I wanted to continue snowboarding, but I also knew that Shelby should not tag along with me, but do whatever it was that would keep her happy. And so, we parted ways, with me going to Canada and Shelby heading to Japan to finally use her degree and teach English. With everything we did and saw together, it was not enough to keep us in love. From a year in paradise, I learnt that you can fall out of love just as easily as you can fall in love.
And there you go. A Year in Paradise, or How to Lose Your Love. Wow, I haven't seen that myself for some time. It was an emotional roller coaster. I did read the chat as we were watching, and everybody kind of hit the nail on the head there, how I felt about Shelby. I remember a quote that I said to someone else about the situation while it was unfolding. I would have worked in an awful pit to stay in Queenstown. In fact, I kind of did, in a sense. I had, after the restaurant kind of, because that was servicing the township, and the peak of the season was obviously winter. And when the winter dried up, I wanted to stay again for the next season. And so the restaurant hours dropped. And so I went and got a job stacking shelves at a place called The Warehouse, just to stay in Queenstown. And Shelley, yeah, I mean, she had a free season pass by working for nzski.com, and she threw it away. She only did I think she did 4 shifts at the brasserie on top of what was it called? Not the Roundhouse. That's Whistler. Whatever the place. It is called the Roundhouse on Coronet Peak. The Roundhouse Lodge. Yeah, she only did 4 shifts there, and she went, I'm not doing this. I'm not serving coffees for. I'm not a pleb to serve coffees for people. I was like, they're giving you a season pass, which is worth over $1,000. You can go snowboarding at any of their resorts, all 3 of them if you choose. And she's like, I don't care. I don't like it. So as you could imagine, we had many, many, many arguments. And I guess to bring this back to sort of the point of showing this here on YouTube, I was vlogging everything, and the end result of that content curation, if you like, was this film. Had there have been YouTube back in that day, all of those tapes, which is a lot of that is Perth and New Zealand and Canada, all that stuff would have gone onto the channel as a vlog of sorts, but there wasn't YouTube. So that there is my YouTube channel from back in the day, if you like. And when I sat down in Adelaide and reflected, like I said yesterday on the stream, I sat back with all of the tapes and I was kind of looking at them thinking, there's actually a story out of this. And of course, I've compiled this to showcase the negative moments. Mr. Negative, you know who I am. I've put all that into to tell the story. There was good times as well. There was positive times. There was great fun times. But that wouldn't make the story. That wouldn't sell the story. So I showcased the negative times, which in reality, the negative times were far more than the positive times. But to tell the story, I had to focus on the negative. And the idea with the film was to sort of see if I could make a film. Could I make a short film? And I don't want to be a filmmaker. I want to be a YouTuber. And showing this on the live stream here is just a way to sort of show you, like I always say, I want to be as authentic as possible, and I want to let you know my history. And my history, I've always said, I didn't come to YouTube just because it's trendy and people are vlogging and people like Casey Neistat are making millions of dollars. That's not the reason I came to YouTube. I was already on YouTube, but I didn't know about YouTube. And now that YouTube's here, or it's been here for some time, there's a space for me to do this stuff and also to dig out the old archive stuff. That's the point of it, I guess. The point is not to rub it into Shelley and say what a fuckwit, or who was right, who was wrong. That's all under the bridge, man. That was years and years ago. That's 20 years ago now. Like, as far as I'm aware, Shelley's doing fine. She's still with the man that she was with after me. We're so different that way. I must have had 30 women since Shelley. But yeah, she's still with the same bloke, and I think they've had a child or something. They're not married, which is interesting. So I've got mutual friends of her, and last I saw them was about a year ago. I'd say maybe a little bit less than a year ago, and they interestingly told me that he doesn't want to get married, she does. But the compromise was we'll have children instead. So she still didn't get her own way, but she got something, if you like, something out of it, I suppose. Now let me just go back up in the chat and see what I did miss during the playback of that. Charlotte Rose jumped in first with, in my opinion, Shelley is a mole. Yeah, I've heard that comment before, and in certain aspects, because of what we saw there, she definitely has characteristics of being a mole. And Adrian Banks said she seems cranky and aggro a lot of the time. She certainly was. She was angry. She was an aggro. Mind you, she wasn't that way in Perth. That's the thing. She was only that way in New Zealand. When the hard times came and the trouble sort of set in, she, I'm going to use the word sort of focused on it, whereas I would sort of like make a joke about it. And I knew it was shit. Like that place we lived in was an absolute dive. There was mold growing on the walls. Like you go into the bathroom, it's like a moss-filled wall of mold, which can't be healthy. Like I said, I would have lived in an awful pit to stay there and go snowboarding. Interestingly, when I was in New Zealand last year with Jed boards, we stayed just outside of Queenstown in Frankston, but we got into town a bunch of times, and I actually went to that old house, 15D Huff Street, if you're playing in New Zealand. I went there and just walked up the steps, like the steps, the entrance to the patio area, and just knocked on the sliding door, and some Asian woman answered, and husband came out and whatever, and I was like, dude, I lived here, and I lived in this room, and it had all changed. Like there was a wall missing, all the mold was gone, they'd cleaned up all that bathroom area. It was a buzz to be back in there, actually, to be back in 15D Huff Street, and at that point I really wanted to be able to just call Shelley and say, you know, hey, have a look at this. But we've never spoke since 2000. Well, after this film played out, my father died. That's the reason I came back from Canada. I had a relationship in Canada, which is another story for another time. But I ended that relationship to come back to Australia to be with my family when my father was ill, and he died. And then Shelley kind of used that sort of emotional blackmail, if you like, against me, and that was the end of our relationship. We've never really spoke since then. But anyway, going back up the chit chat. She's so much different to Benon, says Charlotte Rose. She's way too serious. I'm never serious. I want to smack her. Yeah, I mean, like I made jokes about her, you know, she asked me, oh, can you see my sanitary pad if I turn around? And I'm going to vlog that. Like, of course I'm going to vlog that. I'd like, okay, turn around and show me. I'll see if you can see a sanitary napkin pad. And she's like, don't film that. And I'm like, that's you and I. That's who you just asked me if you can see it. I didn't bring it up. You brought it up. I filmed it. But yeah, I was a bit more flippant about things, like, you know, like when she didn't do a poo for like 3 days, and I just thought that was interesting, you know, like I'm regular. I do a poo every day, and you haven't done a poo for 3 days. Did a little nugget this morning, nothing to talk about, and she's I don't know. We were like that, but she was maybe this is a sign of the times too. She was a little bit more cautious because of the camera, I think. Isn't that a strange concept? She was cautious of my camera, but there was never anything done with it. Like that's what I'm saying. There was no YouTube outlet for it. It was like we just recorded it, put it on the tapes, put it on the shelf, and forgot about it. It's like that's kind of why I made this film. It's like I want to do something with all that footage. I don't want to just let it go to waste. And like I said, YouTube hadn't been conceived at that point. Welcome to the real world, Shelby. Charlotte Rose is hitting her hard here. Hey? Beyond Beauty is crying. With that attitude, she will never. I'm not sure what that's in relation to. Beyond Beauty says she's rude. Adrian Banks said self-absorbed and selfish. She hit the nail on the head, Shelby. She is. Northrop MJ, to her defense, she said she had a lot of expectations after her education, and that's completely understandable. True. And she put a lot of her life and a lot of her money and a lot of her efforts into the education. I kind of think that might be the wrong angle to take in a lot of regards with life. You spend a lot of your time focused on getting educated for this mythical, great job you're going to have forever afterwards. What if you don't like it? Like she ended up not liking teaching. She went to Japan to teach, hated it, came back. I don't know if she's teaching these days. What, she's going to have a $30,000 debt from the government to be educated to go and work in a job that she hates? I can't see the logic in that. I couldn't see the logic in it then, and I can't see it now. Pete R says, ready. I think you're a little late there, Pete. Might have to go back and watch the replay, man. Happy Lux, welcome to the chat. Happy Lux, never seen you before. G'day, you're welcome here. Northrop MJ says, but at the same time, I found it doesn't matter where you are, it's who you're with. This is absolutely true. It's who you're with. Like, I went I went to Canada, and literally the first night off the plane, went to a gay bar and met an absolute amazing woman. Spent the next 4 months with this woman. Caught up with her. She lives in Poland with a husband, or a man now with a child. You might have seen it on the vlog. Caught up with her in Poland. But that completely changed me. After that, I was like, okay, this is what a relationship can be, and this is what a relationship should be. And Charlotte Rose, I would have happily tossed Shelby off the cliff. Anybody else want to toss her off the cliff? Paula Erdbeer is kind of sad. Yeah, hi, happy. Charlotte Rose, poor Benon. That is some spirit crushing stuff. Yeah. I could handle it though. Like, I mean, I was emotional when we broke up. I was emotional. That was a 3-year relationship. You know, I invested a lot of time and effort into it, and for it to just kind of like. She should never have come to New Zealand. That's the thing. She should have said, you want to go snowboarding? Then I think we either break up or you go snowboarding. And we do a long distance thing. It just didn't make sense. And Beyond Beauty says, I'm sure she has grown from this experience. Absolutely. She's a smart woman. She would have grown. Totally she would have grown from this. I mean, she probably wouldn't even want to remember this crap. Let's be honest. I'm drained just watching her. Yeah, it's pretty draining. I'll give you that. Thank God no one was as bad as her. Wow. That's arguable, but there has been worse since then, I can tell you now, but I'm not making films about them. Adrian, interesting comment. I don't think she's capable of loving any man until she deals with what's making her negative and angry. Well, in that situation, it was New Zealand that was making her negative and angry. In the situation, that's what the crux of it was. Clap, clap, clap from Paula. Thank you, clap. Thank you, Paula, for the clap. For the claps, not the clap. Northrop MJ, love the film. Very well done. Thank you. Travel Jet Setter, meanwhile I'm been getting ready to go out. Sorry, Benon. No worries, Travel. No worries. Go for it. Even with the education, you start at the bottom a lot of the times, never begin as a CEO. Very true. Very true. Nathan Shears. G'day, Nathan. Welcome to the chat, dude. This cheers is for you. Cheers to the Shears for the Nathan skis. Welcome, man. Paula Erdby, you should upload more from the past. Well, I do have a segment here on my channel called From the Vault Friday where I do dig into the past. Maybe I should sort of like bring out things on this live stream as well as the From the Vault. Oh no, From the Vault Friday is not a very popular thing on my channel. It's kind of secluded. I release them at midnight on a Friday morning Australia time. We're literally going through the archives one by one, logically in time frame. Maybe we'll bump things in here on the live if that's an idea. Poor man, Charlotte Rose says, I take my comment back. She sounds like she hadn't learnt much, said Beyond Beauty. Yeah. Shelley, I called her Shelby. That's all right. We all called her Shelby. Oddly enough, my mother and my sister, for many, many, many years after I broke up with her, maintained a friendship with Shelby and Shelly's parents. And that kind of ground my gears, because whenever I'd have a relationship with another woman, they'd always compare it back to Shelly. Oh, we loved Shelby. Shelby was the one you should have married. I'm like, yeah, you didn't have the relationship that I had with her, though. Speaking of extras or other things from this DVD, like I said yesterday, because I released it on DVD, there are a bunch of bonus scenes and extras and outtakes. And tomorrow on the stream, we'll dig into a few of those. Just some other things that I did in New Zealand at the time. Just sort of shits and giggles, kind of vloggy style stuff. We'll run them on the stream tomorrow. Plot twist, she's watching now. Well, maybe she could be. I mean, I'm out there. If you ever needed to search me, type my name into YouTube. You will find me. I'm not hiding from anybody. No wonder she couldn't poo. She had a massive stick up her ass. Charlotte Rose. You're not even drunk, are you? Travel Jet said, oh yeah, I know one of the houses I lived in Delray Beach. So he's talking about his trip. Maybe we'll watch that vlog content, Travel, when you post it. That was good. So many questions, says Pete. Wow. Shelby is a looker. She was cute. Don't like. I also know from after Shelly, she's not my type. Tall blonde women is my type. She's a short brunette, not my type at all. But she's cute, no doubt about it. But she's not my type. I can hear my outro bassline rolling. This has been a fun stream. I hope you enjoyed A Year in Paradise, How to Lose Your Love. See you tomorrow for the same time for more of this rubbish. Cheers all. Thank you. Wow. Oh, that's we're out of time.